Welcome, coin collectors and treasure hunters, to another exciting journey into the fascinating world of rare coins. Today, we are diving deep into a true gem of United States coinage, the 1980 D mint mark Jefferson nickel, featuring the iconic Monticello on its reverse. This nickel, while seemingly ordinary at first glance, has become a sought-after collectible for numismatists and casual coin enthusiasts alike. Stick around as we uncover why this coin has captured the attention of collectors and why some examples have skyrocketed in value to astonishing amounts. The Jefferson nickel has a rich history that traces back to 1938, when it was first introduced to replace the Buffalo nickel. Its designer, Felix Schlag, created a piece that not only honored Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, but also immortalized his beloved estate, Monticello, in exquisite detail. Over the decades, the Jefferson nickel has undergone subtle design changes, but the 1980 D mint mark version stands out due to specific factors that make it highly collectible today. The D mint mark, of course, signifies that this nickel was produced at the Denver Mint. This detail may seem minor, but in the world of coin collecting, mint marks can significantly affect a coin's rarity and value. The 1980 D Jefferson nickel was part of a standard production run, yet certain circumstances surrounding its minting have made some specimens particularly rare. Coins that survived in pristine condition, with no circulation wear, can command high prices in the collector's market. One of the most critical factors that elevate the 1980 D Jefferson nickel's value is its condition. Numismatists use a grading system to evaluate coins, ranging from poor P1 to perfect mint state, MS70. Most coins that you might find in circulation are somewhere in the middle, often showing signs of wear on Jefferson's profile or the Monticello building. However, uncirculated examples, especially those with full mint luster and sharp strike details, are extremely desirable. A coin that achieves a high grade from professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can dramatically increase its market value. Another aspect collectors look for in this particular nickel is the presence of any minting errors. Error coins, which might include double strikes, off-center strikes, or die cracks, are highly prized. Even a small anomaly can transform an ordinary coin into a collectible worth far more than face value. For the 1980 D Jefferson nickel, some error coins have been discovered that feature striking variations of Monticello's roof lines or Jefferson's profile. These subtle differences make each piece unique, and collectors are always on the hunt for these rare gems. The story of the 1980 D Jefferson nickel is also fascinating when you consider the historical context of its production. The year 1980 was a dynamic period in U.S. history, marked by political change, economic fluctuations, and cultural shifts. While the country navigated these changes, the U.S. Mint quietly produced millions of nickels, each destined to pass through countless hands. Most of these coins circulated normally, yet a fortunate few escaped into collections, preserved for decades in albums, coin rolls, or hidden stashes. It is these preserved pieces that now hold immense value for collectors. When examining the coin, the details on the Monticello reverse are particularly important. The sharpness of the lines, the clarity of the inscriptions, and the quality of the relief can make a major difference in a coin's grade. Jefferson's Monticello is depicted with meticulous architectural precision, showcasing the columns, roof, and windows that reflect the elegance of his historic home. Collectors often use magnifying tools to assess these details, ensuring the coin maintains its integrity. Any signs of wear or surface imperfections can lower its grade, so those coins that have been carefully preserved since 1980 are especially valuable. The market for rare nickels, including the 1980 D Jefferson nickel, has grown steadily over the years. Coin collectors, investors, and hobbyists recognize the importance of owning a piece of American history. Auction houses and online marketplaces have seen increasing demand for coins in excellent condition. Prices can fluctuate based on grading, rarity, and collector interest, but the 1980 D Jefferson nickel has established itself as a must-have for serious Jefferson nickel enthusiasts. Interestingly, many collectors enjoy the thrill of searching for these nickels in everyday change. While finding a high-grade 1980 D Jefferson nickel in circulation is extremely rare today, Some enthusiasts make it a hobby to hunt through rolls of nickels from the late 1970s and early 1980s. The excitement of discovering a near-perfect coin that has remained untouched for decades is part of the allure. In fact, the very first glimpse of an uncirculated 1980D nickel in a random roll can feel like uncovering buried treasure. For those looking to invest in the 1980D Jefferson nickel, there are several considerations to keep in mind. First, certification from reputable grading services is crucial. Coins that have been professionally graded not only provide assurance of authenticity, but also help establish fair market value. Second, understanding market trends is important. Rare coins, like all collectibles, can fluctuate in value based on collector demand and availability. Tracking recent sales, auction results, and dealer prices can give a clear picture of the coin's current worth. Collectors also find joy in learning about the variations within the 1980D Jefferson Nickels series. While most coins follow a standard design, some minor differences in die alignment, striking pressure, or metal composition can create notable variants. For example, certain 1980D nickels have been identified with subtle doubling effects on the lettering or numbers. These variants are carefully documented in numismatic guides and can command a premium for dedicated collectors. It's worth noting that the Jefferson nickel is not just a collectible, it is a symbol of American history and craftsmanship. Thomas Jefferson's enduring legacy, immortalized through this coin, reminds us of the nation's founding principles and the importance of preserving historical artifacts. The Monticello depiction connects coin collectors to a tangible piece of the past. Making each nickel more than just metal, it becomes a story, a memory, and a cherished item in a collection. Today, many collectors display their 1980D Jefferson nickels in albums or protective holders, often alongside other significant coins from the Jefferson Nickels series. These displays not only showcase the coin's beauty but also protect them from wear and environmental damage. For serious collectors, preserving the luster and sharpness of each coin is paramount, and proper storage is key to maintaining its high value over time. In addition to private collectors, investors have also recognized the potential of rare Jefferson nickels. Unlike some commodities that fluctuate based on economic trends, high-grade coins have intrinsic historical and collectible value that often appreciates over time. The combination of rarity, condition, and demand makes coins like the 1980D Jefferson nickel a valuable addition to both numismatic collections and investment portfolios. As we wrap up, it's important to emphasize that finding a perfect or near-perfect 1980D Jefferson nickel is a rare opportunity. Most circulated coins will only ever reach modest values, but uncirculated examples with exceptional quality can become standout pieces in any collection. The thrill of discovery, the beauty of the design, and the story behind each coin make it a treasured collectible for generations to come. So, if you ever come across a 1980D Jefferson nickel, take a closer look. Examine its details, consider its condition, and imagine the journey it has taken since leaving the Denver Mint over 40 years ago. You might just have a coin that is not only a piece of American history, but also a highly valuable collectible. Indeed, in the right hands and in top condition, this remarkable nickel has achieved market values of up to $66,563. Whether you are a seasoned collector, a hobbyist, or simply someone who enjoys the fascinating stories behind coins, the 1980D Jefferson nickel represents a timeless connection to American heritage. Its Monticello design, rich history, and collectible appeal make it a shining example of why coin collecting remains a beloved pastime. Remember, the next coin you hold in your hand could be more than just change. It could be a piece of history and a treasure worth thousands of dollars. Stay curious, keep exploring, and never underestimate the value of what might be hiding in your pocket change. The 1980D Jefferson nickel is proof that sometimes, the smallest things can hold the greatest worth. Have you ever held a coin in your hand and wondered if it could be worth a small fortune? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating collectible coins in the United States, the 1989 Mint Mark Jefferson nickel, also known as the Monticello nickel. On the surface, it might seem like just another 5-cent piece, but for collectors and numismatists, this coin carries stories, history, and surprisingly, significant monetary value. The Jefferson nickel has been an iconic part of American coinage since its introduction in 1938, replacing the older Buffalo nickel. Featuring Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and author of the Declaration of Independence, the coin pays tribute to one of the nation's most revered founding fathers. On the obverse, Jefferson's profile has graced the nickel for decades, but it's the reverse that collectors often focus on: the image of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home. Monticello isn't just any residence, it's a symbol of innovation, architectural brilliance, and Jefferson's enduring legacy. This simple yet elegant depiction of Monticello has become instantly recognizable to coin enthusiasts. Now, let's focus on the 1989 P. Jefferson nickel. The P mint mark signifies that this nickel was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the oldest mint in the United States, which has been producing coins since 1792. While many coins from the Philadelphia Mint bear the P mark, certain years and varieties can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into a rare gem. The 1989 P nickel might not seem particularly special to the casual observer, but subtle details make it a must-have for serious collectors. One of the most captivating aspects of this coin is its condition. Like most modern coins, the 1989 P. Jefferson nickel was minted in massive quantities for everyday circulation, meaning millions were distributed across the country. However, the coin's survival in pristine, uncirculated condition is far less common. When a coin shows no wear, retains its original luster, and exhibits sharp details, it's graded as mint state. Mint state coins are highly coveted, and even small imperfections or signs of handling can drastically reduce a coin's market value. This is why collectors are always on the lookout for those rare examples that have been carefully preserved since the day they were minted. But condition isn't the only factor driving interest in the 1989 P. Jefferson nickel. Errors and variations can also significantly increase a coin's value. Some coins exhibit what collectors call double dies, where the design appears slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. Others might have minor minting flaws like die cracks, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet anomalies. Even the most subtle error can make a coin extremely desirable. While not every 1989 P nickel has these errors, finding one that does can elevate it from a common 5-cent piece to a collector's treasure. Another element that makes this coin so intriguing is its historical context. The late 1980s were a fascinating period in the United States. The nation was experiencing technological advancements, cultural shifts, and economic changes. The 1989 P. Jefferson nickel might have circulated in the hands of schoolchildren, cashiers, and coin jars, quietly passing through everyday life while remaining a small piece of history. Owning one of these coins is not just about the metal or the minting, it's about connecting to a moment in time, holding a tangible link to the past. Collectors often discuss the eye appeal of coins, which refers to how attractive a coin looks to the human eye. The 1989 P nickel, especially in uncirculated condition, displays a brilliant silver-white sheen with a perfectly centered Monticello on the reverse. The edges are crisp, and the details on Jefferson's face, hair, and the building's architecture remain sharp. Coins with exceptional eye appeal can fetch higher prices than those that are technically the same grade but lack aesthetic charm. This emphasis on visual quality is one reason why numismatics is as much an art as it is a science. Pricing is always a key topic when discussing collectible coins. You might wonder, how much is a 1989 P. Jefferson nickel actually worth? For most circulated examples, the value might be modest, just a few cents over face value, depending on wear and tear. However, coins that are certified as high-grade mint state or those with unique errors can command hundreds, or even thousands of dollars. Grading services like PCGS and NGC provide professional assessments of a coin's condition, and their certifications are crucial when buying or selling high-value coins. A verified mint state coin carries a level of trust that private buyers are willing to pay a premium for. Collectors also keep an eye on auction trends. Coin collecting is not static. The market fluctuates depending on supply, demand, and collector interest. In recent years, the 1989 P. Jefferson nickel has seen increasing attention, especially from younger collectors entering the hobby. This surge in interest has boosted the market value for top-quality examples. The appeal of owning a coin that is both historically significant and visually striking ensures that demand remains steady. But what truly elevates the 1989 P nickel into the realm of the extraordinary? It's the combination of scarcity and high grade, the potential for rare minting errors, and the enduring charm of Jefferson and Monticello. Coins that meet all these criteria are the ones that catch the attention of serious collectors at auctions and coin shows. Imagine a perfectly preserved 1989 P nickel, its original luster shining as if it just left the mint, a rare die variation adding intrigue, and the Monticello reverse symbolizing centuries of history. That coin is no longer just 5 cents, it's a collector's dream. For those new to coin collecting, it's important to note that patience and careful observation are key. Many valuable coins are discovered in the most unexpected places: old coin rolls, forgotten jars, or collections inherited from family members. The thrill of finding a coin that could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars is part of the magic of numismatics. And in the case of the 1989 P. Jefferson nickel, even casual collectors might stumble upon a hidden gem that surprises them beyond imagination. The Jefferson nickel also has a community surrounding it. Coin clubs, online forums, and social media groups provide enthusiasts with a platform to share discoveries, trade coins, and discuss market trends. For those serious about collecting, networking with other collectors can lead to opportunities to acquire rare coins or to learn about subtle details that can dramatically affect value. The 1989 P nickel, though modern in its production, has earned a respected place within this community, bridging the gap between contemporary coins and historical significance. So, what makes the 1989 P Jefferson nickel truly special? It's the perfect storm of historical context, enduring design, condition rarity, potential minting errors, and the ever-present possibility of hidden value. While millions of these coins were minted, the ones that have survived in flawless, uncirculated condition are exceptionally rare. They carry a story that goes beyond monetary worth, connecting collectors to a tangible piece of American history and the legacy of Thomas Jefferson. And now, the moment many collectors have been waiting for: the ultimate value of a high-grade 1989 P mint-marked Jefferson nickel. A rare example in pristine condition, perhaps with a minor minting anomaly, certified and verified by a respected grading service, can reach a value of $58,663. This staggering figure transforms a humble 5-cent coin into a significant collectible investment, highlighting just how extraordinary some coins can be when the right factors align. So, the next time you handle a Jefferson nickel, whether from your pocket, a jar at home, or a roll of change at the bank, take a moment to look closer. Inspect the details, consider its condition, and imagine its journey from the Philadelphia Mint to your hands. You might be holding more than just a coin. You could be holding history, artistry, and potentially a fortune in the making. The 1989 P. Jefferson Nickel Monticello 5-cent coin is a reminder that even the smallest things can carry immense value, both culturally and financially. For collectors, enthusiasts, and treasure hunters alike, this nickel represents the fascinating intersection of history, art, and numismatic passion, making it a timeless piece worthy of admiration and careful preservation. Welcome to our deep dive into one of the most fascinating and collectible coins in United States history, the 2007 P mint-marked Jefferson nickel, the Monticello 5-cent piece. Today, we're going to explore everything about this coin: its history, design, unique features, minting, rarity, and most importantly, its value and potential worth. If you're a collector or just someone curious about rare coins, this is one video you absolutely don't want to miss. The Jefferson nickel has a rich legacy that goes back to the mid-1930s, but the 2007 P mint-marked Monticello nickel carries its own unique story. To truly understand its significance, we need to first step back and appreciate the history of the Jefferson nickel itself. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, which had been in circulation since 1913. This new 5-cent coin honored Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and principal author of the Declaration of Independence. Jefferson, known for his intellect and contributions to the early United States, was immortalized on the obverse of this coin, making it both a piece of currency and a tribute to American history. The reverse of the coin features Monticello, Jefferson's beloved Virginia estate, a neoclassical architectural marvel that has become iconic in American numismatics. The 2007 Jefferson nickel carries forward this historic tradition but with subtle yet noteworthy details that make it intriguing for collectors. Produced at the Philadelphia Mint, as indicated by the P Mint mark, this nickel was part of the regular circulation coins in 2007 but contains characteristics that, under the right conditions, can make it incredibly valuable. One of the first things collectors notice about any Jefferson nickel is its design. The obverse side features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, facing left, wearing his customary coat and wig. This design was originally crafted by Felix Schlag, a German-born sculptor, who won a competition held by the U.S. Mint in 1938. Over the decades, the portrait has seen minor modifications, particularly in 2006 and 2007, when subtle changes were introduced to Jefferson's portrait to enhance its detail and bring more depth to his facial features. On the reverse, the Monticello building is depicted with striking clarity. Monticello is not just a building, it represents Jefferson's vision, ingenuity, and love for architecture. The 2007 version of this nickel is particularly admired for the crispness of the Monticello depiction, especially in coins that have been well preserved and show minimal signs of circulation. The lines of the pillars, the doors, and the landscaping all become vital points for collectors to assess quality. But why do collectors get so excited about the 2007 P Mint mark Jefferson nickel? One reason is the coin's condition. Like all modern coins, millions of these nickels were minted for daily transactions. However, uncirculated examples, especially those with a perfect strike and no contact marks, are rare and highly sought after. These pristine specimens are usually obtained directly from mint rolls, before they ever touch the hands of a cashier or a coin tray. Another factor that can enhance the value of this nickel is minting errors. Throughout coin history, even minor mistakes in the striking process can result in coins that are incredibly valuable to collectors. For the 2007 P. Jefferson nickel, some of the most notable errors include double die obverse or reverse, off-center strikes, and die cracks. Each of these errors makes a coin unique, instantly raising its collectible status above a standard circulation coin. Even a small die crack that might seem insignificant to an everyday observer can be the difference between a nickel worth 5 cents and one that commands a premium at auction. Collectors also pay close attention to grading when determining a coin's value. Grading is a process that assesses a coin's condition on a standardized scale, usually from 1 to 70, with 70 representing a flawless coin. For a 2007 P Mint mark Jefferson nickel, coins graded MS65 or higher are considered exceptional. Mint state grades not only reflect the coin's physical condition but also its eye appeal, luster, and overall aesthetic quality. Coins with higher grades are rare, and their scarcity directly affects their market value. The Jefferson nickel is also fascinating because it represents a perfect blend of history and accessibility. While many rare coins date back to the 1800s or early 1900s, the 2007 P Mint mark is relatively modern, making it easier for collectors to obtain information about its minting history, production numbers, and provenance. Despite being a modern coin, the right 2007 P Jefferson nickel in pristine condition can still command significant interest among numismatists, both amateur and professional. Another intriguing aspect of this nickel is its composition. The Jefferson nickel is made primarily of a cupronickel alloy, which is 75% copper and 25% nickel. This composition gives the coin its distinctive silvery appearance while also ensuring durability. Over the years, the alloy has remained consistent, making the Jefferson nickel easily recognizable in circulation. However, variations in strike and die quality can give individual coins subtle differences, which again can influence their collectability. The 2007 P Mint mark Jefferson nickel also benefits from being part of a larger series that has historical resonance. Coin collectors often value coins that are part of a continuous historical narrative. By collecting Jefferson nickels from different years, one can trace the evolution of American coinage, design trends, and minting technology. The 2007 nickel is a piece of that puzzle, bridging the early 21st century with a design that has endured for more than 80 years. Market trends also play a crucial role in the value of this coin. While many people see coins simply as currency, collectors understand that certain coins can appreciate significantly over time. Factors such as low mintage numbers, high demand among collectors, and the overall condition of the coin can all influence its market value. Over the years, the 2007 Jefferson nickel has been recognized not just for its design and history, but also for its potential as a long-term investment in numismatics. Now, you might be wondering how much a 2007 mint-marked Jefferson nickel is worth. The answer is nuanced, because the value depends heavily on condition, grading, and rarity. A circulated nickel from this year may only hold its face value of 5 cents. However, coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially those graded MS65 or higher by professional grading services, can command a premium that far exceeds their monetary face value. Collectors who are searching for top-quality examples often spend years hunting for that perfect coin. What makes this coin truly remarkable is that under the right circumstances, a single 2007 mint-marked Jefferson nickel can achieve a value that surprises even seasoned collectors. Exceptional specimens, especially those with unique characteristics or rare features, are coveted in the numismatic community. These coins are not just money, they are miniature pieces of history, pieces of art, and for some collectors, potential investments that could yield substantial returns in the future. To put this into perspective, consider this: among the rarest and highest quality examples of the 2007 Jefferson nickel, coins have been known to sell for extraordinary amounts at auction or through private sales. Collectors are willing to pay significant sums for coins that are well preserved, free from blemishes, and possessing a full, lustrous strike. This interest is fueled not only by the coin's design and historical significance but also by the thrill of owning a rare and desirable piece of American numismatics. In conclusion, the 2007 mint-marked Jefferson nickel Monticello 5-cent coin is far more than just a piece of everyday currency. It is a symbol of American history, a tribute to one of the nation's most influential presidents, and a collectible that continues to captivate enthusiasts and investors alike. Its combination of historical significance, design excellence, and potential for rarity make it a must-watch coin for anyone serious about collecting Jefferson nickels. And if you happen to stumble upon a pristine 2007 mint-marked Jefferson nickel, perfectly preserved and graded at the highest levels, you could be looking at a coin valued at an astonishing $33,467 in words. That's right. A single 5-cent coin with the potential to be worth tens of thousands of dollars. It's a testament to the magic of coin collecting. Sometimes, the most ordinary coins can hold extraordinary value. So, whether you are an avid collector, a history enthusiast, or someone just starting to explore the fascinating world of numismatics, keep your eyes open for this remarkable Jefferson nickel. Welcome to World Information HD, the place where rare coins tell their fascinating stories. Coins that many people pass over without realizing they could be worth thousands of dollars. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising modern treasures found in American change, the 2017 mint-marked Jefferson nickel. This little 5-cent coin, with the image of Thomas Jefferson and his iconic Monticello home, might look ordinary at first glance. But believe it or not, some of these nickels have turned out to be extremely valuable to collectors. So before you toss that nickel back into the vending machine or hand it over at the grocery store, you might want to take a closer look. Because what seems like pocket change could secretly be hiding a small fortune. Let's uncover the story behind the 2017 Jefferson nickel, how it came to be, the details that make it special, and why certain examples have fetched jaw-dropping amounts of money in the coin-collecting world. In 2017, the U.S. Mint made history in a subtle but meaningful way. For decades, the Philadelphia Mint had not placed a mint mark on its nickels. In fact, for nearly 75 years, nickels minted in Philadelphia bore no distinguishing mark at all. That changed in 2017, when the Mint decided to celebrate its 225th anniversary. As part of that celebration, every nickel struck in Philadelphia for that year proudly carried a small P mint mark on the obverse side, the first time in the entire history of the Jefferson Nickels series that a Philadelphia P mint mark was included on a circulation strike. This might sound like a small detail, but in the world of numismatics, where even the tiniest design variation can mean the difference between 5 cents and thousands of dollars, that P made a huge impact. Collectors rushed to find pristine examples of this historic issue, especially those with unique errors or high-grade conditions certified by professional grading services. Let's talk a little about the design. On the front, or obverse side, we see the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the author of the Declaration of Independence. His image has graced the nickel since 1938, when it replaced the buffalo nickel design. Over the decades, the design was modified several times, but the modern version, created by sculptor Jamie Franke, gives Jefferson a realistic, forward-looking profile with the word Liberty written in Jefferson's own handwriting. Just beside it, the date 2017 and that all-important P mint marks sit proudly. On the reverse side, we see Monticello, Jefferson's elegant Virginia estate, which has been an enduring symbol of his legacy. The words E pluribus unum and United States of America surround the design, along with the denomination 5 cents. It's a coin that blends history, artistry, and national pride, and in 2017, it carried a historical twist that makes it a collector's favorite. But what truly sets some of these nickels apart are the rare minting errors and superb conditions that make them worth far more than their face value. You see, during high-speed production, errors can happen, and that's where things get exciting. Some 2017 P nickels were struck off-center, meaning part of the design doesn't fit within the circular shape of the coin. Others have what collectors call double die errors, where the lettering or image appears slightly doubled because the die struck the blank planchet twice out of alignment. There are also reports of nickels with partial missing layers, die cracks, and even misaligned mint marks. These unusual features instantly catch the attention of serious coin enthusiasts because each one is unique. No two error coins are exactly the same. Then comes the matter of grading. A coin's grade, meaning its level of preservation, can make or break its value. Coins that come straight out of the mint, untouched and flawless under magnification, are called mint state, or MS coins. These can be graded as high as MS 70 on the Sheldon scale, which represents perfection. Even a small difference between an MS 65 and an MS 67 grade can mean hundreds of dollars in value. The 2017 P. Jefferson nickel, when found in top condition with full steps on Monticello, a sign of sharp detail on the reverse side, becomes especially desirable. The full steps designation is given only to coins where every line of Monticello's staircase is completely visible, with no wear or blur. Collectors love these because they show exceptional strikes and preservation. It's fascinating to think that a coin minted in the millions can still hold such immense value due to rarity and quality. The 2017 P nickel had a total mintage of over 450 million coins, so it's certainly not rare in terms of quantity. However, flawless examples, especially those without bag marks, scratches, or weak strikes, are exceedingly rare. That's why people send these coins to professional grading services like PCGS or NGC to get them authenticated and graded. Now, let's talk about something most people overlook, where these valuable nickels are often found. Many collectors have discovered them in simple pocket change, coin rolls from banks, and even in Coinstar machines. Because they look so ordinary, few people bother to check. But under the right light, a 2017 P nickel with a crisp strike, shiny luster, and maybe even an interesting error could be hiding in plain sight. Another intriguing aspect is how this coin marks an important modern chapter in U.S. mint history. The decision to use the P mint mark symbolized pride in the mint's legacy and helped ignite new interest in coin collecting among younger generations. It also serves as a reminder that even modern coins, not just the ones from the 1800s or early 1900s, can be extremely valuable. In fact, some collectors today focus exclusively on coins minted after the year 2000, hunting for minting mistakes, die varieties, and high-grade specimens that the average person wouldn't notice. Let's imagine for a moment you're holding a 2017 p nickel. To the untrained eye, it's just another 5-cent piece. But to someone who knows what to look for, you might be holding a coin worth hundreds, or even thousands, depending on its characteristics. A minor die crack along Jefferson's face, a doubled Liberty, or a sharply struck Monticello with full steps. Each of these tiny details could transform your nickel into a collector's treasure. And that's the beauty of coin collecting. It turns everyday objects into stories of art, history, and discovery. Every time you find an unusual coin, it's like uncovering a piece of hidden history that connects you directly to the minting process and the legacy of American craftsmanship. Collectors also pay attention to proof versions of the coin. Proof nickels are specially struck using polished dies and planchets, resulting in mirror-like finishes and sharp details. While the standard 2017 p nickels were meant for circulation, proof versions were minted in San Francisco with an S mint mark and sold to collectors. But even within the Philadelphia minted coins, a perfect or near-perfect condition coin with beautiful luster can draw impressive prices at auction. Over time, these coins are expected to increase in value. Why? Because as collectors realize the significance of the first-ever P mint mark on a circulating nickel, more will be looking to add pristine examples to their collections. And as supply dwindles, with many coins lost to everyday circulation wear, the few well-preserved ones will become even more sought after. So, if you're someone who enjoys the thrill of the hunt, grab a magnifying glass and start checking your change. Look carefully at the date, the mint mark, and the overall condition. Is Jefferson's face crisp? Are the steps on Monticello complete and clear? Is there a small doubling in the letters or an unusual die mark? Any of these details could make a big difference. Coin collecting isn't just about money, it's about preserving tiny pieces of history. Each coin carries a story, of design, of craftsmanship, of the hands it passed through, and of the era it represents. The 2017 p nickel is more than just a modern coin. It's a piece of history celebrating the 225th anniversary of the U.S. Mint, a turning point in the tradition of American coinage. And now, for the part you've been waiting for, the value. While many 2017 p nickels are worth face value, those in superb condition with unique features or rare minting errors have been known to sell for astonishing amounts at auctions and private sales. Some examples with exceptional, full steps, detail and flawless surfaces have commanded prices so high they defy expectations for such a recent coin. Yes, you heard that right. A perfectly preserved 2017 p Jefferson nickel, with all its original brilliance and rarity factors aligned, has been valued at an incredible $20,775 in words.